particular hair to stand on end, like quills upon the fretful porpentine. But this same blaze must not be to ears of flesh and blood. And yet, if ever thou didst thy dear father love, oh God, revenge his foul and most unnatural murder.
Well, my job is called the production director. It's more like a general dog's body. I'm responsible for seeing that all the staging, technical side is set up ready for whoever comes to appear here, to liaise with the different theatre companies or dance companies, whatever, individuals, to make sure the requirements are met within reasonable limits. It may involve hiring in some equipment or using the equipment we have in-house. We have some lighting, proper theatre lighting. 9 times out of 10, most of them have their own lighting directors and lighting plans. Only once or twice have I had to do their lighting for them.
When he lay couched in the ominous horse, and now his black and grim complexion smeared with heraldry more dismal, head to foot. Now is he total ghouls, horridly tricked with blood of fathers, mothers, daughters, sons, baked and emparched in coagulate gore, roasted in earth and fire, old grandsire Brian VI.
For some of the events that we present here at the Nave, the acoustics of a church are just superb. For theatre events, for classical music, you could hardly choose a better place to perform some of these events. Many people ask us why we're called the Nave. Some people think it's Nave with a K. I assure you it's not. It's Nave with an N, because in fact the main body of the church is known as the nave. And it comes from the same root word as that of ship, navy. And in fact you can see the body of the church being like the body, the hulk, if you like, of a ship. Hence, nave.
But somebody like Betty Davis or Joan Collins, I mean, there's no conceivable question any interviewer could ask which would excite them, because they've been interviewed so many times. It must be very difficult for them to generate any kind of enthusiasm, mustn't it?
Yes, it must, but that's why you always think, but I'll be the one who does. So that's the great challenge, is you want to get something out of them. It's a lot to do with style of interviewing as well. I mean, I don't really enjoy watching abrasive interviewers and aggressive interviewers, because it's rather like pouring lemon juice on an oyster, I think. The people are talking to shrink back. But if you confront them in a chair, you say, well, if you use that kind of approach, like gentling fish, like tickling a trout, well, it is, isn't it, really? You get a bit more, you often catch a trout much more easily by tickling it than by wading into the river and bashing the water with a club.
My agent rang me up and said, will you go to the Nave? And I thought, every church has a nave. Which nave is this? So this is what this church in Uxbridge becomes during the week. So it sounded to me I'm a great one for using churches as much as possible. I think it's good that instead of it just being a place for a Sunday, that it's actively used during the week.